Illustrator CC excels at working with vector, but you can also add raster images to your designs. Raster images like JPEGs or PNGs are a group of pixels aligned on a grid to form an image. Raster images can't be scaled up or down without quickly losing quality. If you want to scale or edit the artwork you see in a raster image in Illustrator, you can trace the image to create editable paths from it. Using this project, you'll learn about tracing raster images to create vector artwork. Then you'll see how to edit that traced artwork. Finally, you'll add it to an existing design on the right. With the latest version of Illustrator CC open this practice file from the downloadable practice files for this tutorial so you can follow along. To make sure you can see everything, choose View, Fit All in Window. With the Selection tool selected in the Tools panel, click the image on the left to select it. This raster image is a picture of a drawing in a sketchbook. To capture just the robot sketch and add it to the birthday card design on the right, you'll trace the image to convert it to vector objects. With the image selected, click the Image Trace button in the Properties panel on the right, and choose Default from the menu that appears. This setting can be really useful if you want to trace content and separate it from a background, for instance. When you trace an image, you have a series of options you can set depending on the result you want. Click the Preset option in the Properties panel on the right and choose Low Fidelity Photo from the menu. It looks more like the original image, including being in color. Then choose Sketched Art from the same preset menu so you get the shapes you need. There are a host of other options for fine-tuning your tracing found in the Image Trace panel here, but our tracing looks good. Now, even though this image is traced and converted to vector art, it still isn't editable yet. When you're finished tracing, you can expand the artwork so you can edit it. Know that once you expand traced artwork, you can't try other trace settings. You are essentially committing to the tracing. Click the Expand button in the Properties panel to commit to the tracing and to be able to edit the vector artwork. So that you can select just the robot, select the Lasso tool in the Tools panel on the left. Drag around the robot shape carefully to select just the robot head. If you select more than necessary, just try dragging around again. To copy this robot head, choose Edit, Copy. Then choose Edit, Paste to paste a copy. So that you can keep the pieces of this robot head together and treat them as a single object, you'll group them. Choose Object, Group. Select the Selection tool again and drag the robot into position here. So that it fits within this blue shape, drag a corner of the selected artwork and make it a little bit smaller. As you drag, press the Shift key to constrain the proportions so you don't distort it. When it's about this big, release the mouse button and then the Shift key. Then drag it so it's roughly in the center of the blue shape behind it. To change the color of the robot head, click the Fill Color box in the Properties panel on the right, make sure the swatches are selected, and then select this white color. You can then choose Select, Deselect so you can see the final artwork. Now that you know how to trace raster images in Illustrator and convert it to editable vector artwork, you can trace images to add additional vector artwork to your own designs, like tracing photo textures to add as textured backgrounds in Illustrator, or trace hand lettering you draw, and so much more. Save a copy of this file by choosing File, Save As, and rename it. That way you preserve the original practice file.